Everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We are a cloud nation, we're an emerging nation. We've been around for almost 4 years, putting in solid foundations. Most websites that are launched on the web don't last 12 months. I think there's only about 5% last 3 years. We've already been here 4 years and we're only just getting started. We are now expanding our economy to improve the liquidity and value of our currency, and that will benefit all our members, all our citizens, and anybody can be a citizen. The only restriction is that you have to be of legal age, and then you have to prove you're a real person, and that's it. There's no fee to join, and we give our currency out to members every month free of charge. That doesn't mean that you can join, receive our currency and go and spend it. It goes into a wealth building account for you. It's like a trust fund. It's to build a legacy of wealth for the future. And the withdrawals on that are based on the liquidity of our currency so that it always maintains its value. In fact, it's positioned so that it can never go down in value. It can only go up. Okay, so it's a very, very strong currency, but it's not well known at the moment, and the liquidity is low. So withdrawals have to be funded from the liquidity that either we build as a nation or that you build personally. You can build your own personal liquidity fund and withdraw up to $10,000 a month from that pool. Okay. When you join, we don't recognize you as being male or female, black or white, fat or thin, old or young, rich or poor, or anything else. We only see people as human beings, part of one big family of humanity. It's a non-separatist ideology. We don't separate people based on superficial differences. And so as human beings, you're all equal, even though you're all unique and have something unique to offer our community, and therefore of all of equal value. And we have a little affirmation that we get started with that helps us with that non-separatist ideology and helps us shed any prejudices that we may have picked up along the way, along our path as we've grown. Before we have the affirmation, we will have a very, very short prayer to help us find what everybody wants in life, true happiness. It's something you can't buy. There are people that have a lot of money and they're still not happy. True happiness can only be found through loving service to others, and the great thing about that is the more service you offer to the more people, the more everything that you want and need in life will be attracted to you. You won't have to chase after it. It'll just come to you, flowing towards you. So it's a very good way to live your life. Not only will you be happy, but you'll have everything that you want. Everything that you want won't make you happy. It'll make you satisfied for a while, but no matter how much you have or whatever you've got, you will not necessarily be happy. You'll always be looking for more, unless you go about it the way we've just discussed. And then you'll be happy initially, and everything that you want will come to you as well. So that's what our little prayer is about. It's about helping you with that. And then we'll get started with the news, the updates to let you know what's been going on, and we'll be able to see who is in, because we should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance publicly. And when we have Facebook, when I look in the app, you get something like this, and you can't tell who it is. It doesn't give us the names. So I'll be going over to Facebook in a moment to just see who we've got and answer any question. Most of the comments and questions we get are actually in Facebook. It's unusual not to see anybody from YouTube. I'm hoping that it is streaming on YouTube. It should be on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Okay, so I'm going to head over to Facebook now and we can get started. And when I get to Facebook, I'll be looking for We Share Abundance Publicly group. And if I refresh the page, hopefully we'll get the 12th of February up. We do, and if I click to expand, we should get the comments panel, and we do. How about that? It's working in Facebook anyway, even if it maybe, possibly isn't in YouTube. It's unusual. Okay, but we have Deborah in from Southern Alabama, USA, and Richard from Devon in England, Bozina from Edinburgh in Scotland, Norman from Doncaster in England. And we have Tim Bates from somewhere in Canada, is it? I know your name, Tim, and I know I'm pretty sure it's North America. I can't quite remember whether it's the United States or Canada. Okay, but it's good to see you here. Tim saying USA. Okay, my apologies. Right, let's get started. Let's have our little prayer, the affirmation, and then we'll get into the updates and news and let you know what's going on. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, each member finds the joy of service. And through service attracts true happiness and everything they want and need into their life. Amen. I told you it was short. Okay. And a little affirmation. We are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Right. First things first. There's something funny going on with transfers into or deposits into your exchange. Not for everybody, but we've had a couple of people that say, well, they don't only say, they have the transaction code to prove that they've made the transfer. And we thought perhaps it was because they weren't doing it through the exchange page, making sure they were logged in initially, and then and then following through with that. Because if you just find our wallet address and transfer to it, then nothing will show. It won't be done automatically. But we've tested it and we can't get it to fail. It works every time. But we've only tested it with MetaMask because we don't have any other wallets. And I think the issue is coming from people that are using Trust Wallet. But I think that's worked in the past. So if any of you listening have Trust Wallet and you want to try a small deposit and let us know if it goes through, that would be appreciated. It doesn't have to be any amount, really. You know, it can be anything that you want to send. If you've not got any funds in your available cash wallet and you want to get into the Sharehope plan, send $10. But if you've got funds in there that you don't want to join the plan or whatever else, just send the minimum that your wallet will allow you to send, and let us know if it goes through as it should, because we can't find any bug. which is frustrating because it means we spend a lot of time looking and we can't find it. We can't find any error codes or anything. But we will be looking at it again more tomorrow. We've also been working on the 777 plan. We found a bug in that, in the placement of free entries. Well, actually, it was in a non-placement. People that should have a placement of a free entry, we're not getting one. And that has now been resolved, and we're on with the testing. But I said to Deviani, we've got to get this thing done and dusted. So tomorrow, Deviani and I are going to be in conference pretty much most of the day, testing everything in fine detail. And all being well, we will be happy with it and be able to get it loaded onto the live site, and get everybody transferred from the pre-launch into the full launch process, everything. I'm not quite sure how Deviani plans to do that. She was talking about a way, but it didn't seem what I thought was the easiest. So I'll be discussing that with her tomorrow as well. And we'll get all that done, hopefully, maybe even late tomorrow or Wednesday. I can't promise that. If we find more bugs, they've got to be sorted out first, but we'll see how things go. I didn't get onto the ShareHope plan. I don't want to split my time until I want to just get one of them up and running. And I think the 777 plan is the best one to get up and running, because some people have already put money into that. Nobody's put any money into the ShareHope plan yet, because we've not accepted anything until it is up and running. But we wanted to run pre-launch in the 777, but I didn't want millions of people coming in that we're never going to upgrade, which happens if you just allow free pre-launch. Every man and his dog signs up, and then you get less than 1% that upgrade. So so I didn't want that, but I did want people to get involved in the 777 plan and be able to promote it and see what was going on. And so we've had that paid pre-launch period. So I want to get it up and running as quickly as possible so that we can then get those people paid. Okay. I've also been thinking about how we can show what happens if, for example, you join as a member in all 7 phases, which is $635. And I've worked out, and I have a spreadsheet for a worst case scenario, but it looks complicated, so I'm not sure it's a good idea to go through it and show it. But but I'll have a think about if I can find a way to do that in a simpler way. But I'm just looking for it now here. Here we go. But I did get some numbers out. And if you join in all 7 levels, it costs you $635. And if you don't do anything, in other words, you don't personally refer anybody, and nobody else that comes into your pay lines, and there will be people through the way that we've got this plan working, there will be people that will come through into your pay lines. But if they all come in as free members, basically. That's nobody ever refers anybody, and nobody pays to get started. You know, this is almost, well, it's possible, but it's so improbable that it is almost impossible. Okay. But it is a worst case scenario. So everybody comes in on a free entry at $5. Let's say free, but it's paid. The $5 goes in. And you, even though you put in $6.35, can't be bothered referring anybody. How long does it take you to break even? And it takes about 11 months, actually. And in 11 months, you would have generated $648, and you wouldn't have anybody in phase 5, 6, or 7 at that point. Okay. You would have generated $90 from the this is actual cash in your hand, because if you don't refer anybody, half of what you earn is going to be locked. It's going to be there. So you could double these figures, but this is actually what you would get in your hand if you persisted in not doing anything. You would have had $90 from phase 1, 146 from phase 2, 196 from phase 3, and 216 from phase 4, totaling 648. You would be in profit. And it would take about 11 months. As I say, that is an absolutely worst case scenario. It's so improbable that I doubt whether it would ever happen. Because that's nobody joining, nobody referring anybody, nobody getting into more pools, more phases, sorry. You know, and you only need one person to come in and say, well, you know, I don't mind if I wait 11 months and then I'm making X amount a month after that. Then, of course, you would be breaking even as soon as that person came in, because it would all pass through to you anyway, because that person, no matter who referred them, would not be able to be placed in the phases under the other people, because they're not in all those 7 phases and you are. So you would automatically get all your money back straight away, and that could happen in week 1 or month 1 or whatever, whenever. But also, if people come in phases 1 and 2, they're going to be passed up to you in phase 2. It's going to make things so much faster. And if you refer just 2 people, those figures would be doubled. And so in 11 months, you would have actually had $1,296 if nobody else did anything. Well, that's not even true, because that would be doubled again, because you would have 2 pay lines instead of 1 in phase 1. So it wouldn't actually be doubled again. It would double again your phase 1 money. So from phase 1, you would have 360. Oops, what's happened there? Let me just check and see things are working. Yeah, it looks like they are. It might have been just my system here. It blacked out just for a moment. But getting back to that, it would drastically reduce the time. You know, you'd probably be looking instead of 11 months, you'd be looking at like 3 months or something like that, just by referring to people. So it's a bit complicated to show people. So I think I'm going to try and avoid doing it. I was thinking about doing a video, but it does get really complicated. But I wanted to just let you guys know what the worst case scenario is. And of course, if you're only in phase 1, 2, and 3, you'll very, very much quicker get there, because you don't have to make 648 phases 1, 2, and 3. You're only looking for $75. You'll do it in a couple of months easily, less than a couple of months, even if, like I say, nobody ever referred anybody and nobody ever joined at more than phase 1. But because it gets complicated, I don't think I'll be showing it, but I have other ideas of other things. I want to try and make it simple, but it really is very complicated. Not from the point of view of you getting involved in doing things, but to actually show all the different permutations that could happen, because there are so many. I think we're just going to have to stick with, saying that, or maybe if we show the difference between referring nobody and referring two people, just two people, because that makes a massive, massive difference. And if we show it just over 2 phases even, we can show the difference there perhaps. Okay, but hopefully we'll get that live anyway in the very near future. As I say, I have scheduled with Devyani for tomorrow to spend all day together on that if we need to. I want to get it done and dusted. The people we've had doing the testing done a great job. They've done most of the testing, but the actual placement of the free positions is what is critical. And I know how it should work inside out, and I know how to possibly break the system. And so that's something that it would be difficult for the testers to do, but what they've done has helped us immensely, and they have found bugs and we have sorted them out. Okay, so that's it. And ShareHope I'll get on to as soon as I get through with testing 777 and say, okay, let's get it up and loaded. And we'll get that one up and loaded as well, because they're both very, very powerful plans and they will both feed one another. It's very powerful. We still getting people saying, how do I promote it? Where's my affiliate link? And the affiliate link, basically, you will get full information if you go to, let me copy this. Oh, no. Copy. If you go to this link here, because any page that you choose can be a referral link. And I'm hoping that shows and displays. I'm going to put it in the app as well for people that are on YouTube. If we are, I still don't see anybody from YouTube. Maybe it's not streaming on YouTube for whatever reason. But I'll put it in there anyway, and we'll see. We usually have Lewis in and several other people on YouTube, and we're only showing people from Facebook. So there we go. Let's get back to Facebook then. And we've got Werner in from South Africa, and Kingsley from Manchester in England, and Afo from Nigeria. And there's that link. So that'll tell you how to get your affiliate links for any page that you choose. Right. What else have I got? That is basically those two plans. Those are our priorities. Those are amazing plans. They will benefit all our members incredibly. Yeah, you do have to put your hand in your pocket. Well, there is an outside chance that you will get a free position given to you, even if you don't put your hand in your pocket. But at the moment, it's like 1 in 45,000 chance of that happening. So for $5, you better putting your hand in your pocket and getting a 777 place. The ShareHope plan, you will be able to work your way into that by referring 4 people, which would give you $10. Once you pay that $10, those 4 people will actually create a $10 profit for you. So it'll not only pay your monthly fees, but it will give you $10 a month profit. So you go out and get 4 people, you use the $10 to pay your way in, and when those people renew, instead of getting $2.50 each, you get $5 each. So well worth doing if you don't want to put your hand in your pocket for the $10 a month. So that's those 2 programs. Those are definitely my priority. I've got some notes here. What else? Oh yeah, the payment with crypto I touched on briefly, but do make sure you go through the system, otherwise it will not automatically register. As long as you've got your TXID, we can put it right, but it'll be manual and so on. But if we have anybody with Trust Wallet that would like to, just try it and put in a $1 or something, or whatever you want, and just see if it works, and if it does, let us know, and if it doesn't, let us know as well. Because we have tested it with MetaMask and we can't find any bugs. What else have I got down on here? Oh yeah, this really has nothing to do with We Share Abundance. We are not promoting it, but I see a lot of our members have got adverts running in our login ads for Moneyflow. Moneyflow has already disappeared once. Okay, they've given reasons which may or may not be true, and it's come back with a different domain name. What I don't understand is they'd only been around for a few days, a couple of weeks maybe, before they disappeared. Now, the way their program is set up, everybody starts with just $5, and you have to just go through the process of getting into the different plans or phases or whatever they call them. And it starts out with $5, and in 3 days you get $7.50 back, and then you can get back into that $5 plan, and you can also get into the $10 plan. So you get $7. You put in $5 to start with. You get $7.50 back. But to get into the two plans again, it's $15. So instead of being $5 out of pocket or that you spent, you now spent $20 and you've got $7.50 back. So you're $12.50 out of pocket. And the same thing keeps happening each time you get into the next one. It's more expensive, and it's actually you're paying out more than you're getting in. So they're just teasing money out of you rather than getting you into a profit situation. But what concerns me isn't that. I mean, it's up to you whether you get involved in that or not. It is definitely a Ponzi. There is no doubt in my mind at all that it is a Ponzi, and so will at some stage disappear, whether it's closed down or whether they run off because they've run out of funds to pay people, or because they disappear with money in their pocket, whatever. So it is definitely a Ponzi, and it is getting you to put more and more and more in rather than getting you into profit. But what they've said is that all the money they had, they've only paid out to the people that had invested like $2,000 or $20,000. Now, how can people put that amount of money in 2 weeks if you can't go through the programs? You know, you can't buy 1 and 2. You have to do 1 and get it completed before you can get into 2. 2 has to be completed before you can get into 3. 3 has to be completed before you can get into 4, and so on. And it would be impossible for people to have put in the amount of money that they're talking about, and they're saying, oh, we paid out the people that have put in thousands of dollars, but we had so many people that may have lost just $5 that we just don't have the time to go through and refund them. It smells a bit to me. But if you're going to do it, once again, it's your choice. But make sure you get in profit, because it is a Ponzi. Don't get suckered into just putting more and more money in without getting into profit. So how do you get into profit with it? Well, you stick with the first program until you've got your money back. So you get $7.50 back every 3 days, and you put $5 in every 3 days. And you need $15 to get into both the initial program and the second program, and another $5 to get your money back. So you need $20 before you should go into the second program, the second part. Now, as you're making $2.50 every 3 days, that's $5 every 6 days. That is $20 in 24 days, isn't it? So don't rush to get into part 2. Get into it when it pays its way in. So just wait the 24 days, and then you've got your $5 back. You've got $5 in plan 1 and $10 in plan 2, and you're home free. Whatever that you make from that then is all profit. And do the same. Don't get into the third one until the plan has paid enough for you to get into that third one, which is $25, I think. I did look it all up. Yeah, it's $25. And then it goes to $75. So we'll do the same. Once you're in the first 3, don't get into that fourth one for $75 until the plan pays for you, until you've made enough to get into it. And ideally, be taking a little bit out as well. So just be careful with it. It is, I am absolutely certain, a Ponzi. It therefore will not last indefinitely. Mind you, nothing ever does anyway. Very few, like I say, most things come and go, and they come and they're gone within a year. Don't matter how long it's around. Make sure you get your money out and get it to finance the next step. Don't keep putting more and more in, which is what the plan suggests that you do. As I say, nothing to do with We Share Abundance really, but it's typical of the sort of thing that we were getting involved in 2023, misguidedly. Okay, so don't do it. Okay, but if you do, be careful, right? Like the old saying, isn't it? If you can't be good, be careful. Okay, we got Andrew in as well from New Zealand, Auckland. Good morning, Andrew. And that pretty much covers what I've got for you for today. I don't think it's working in YouTube because I've got nothing showing in the app from YouTube. And I don't know why. Oh, it's working in, oh no, it isn't. I was going to say we've got somebody in Twitch, but we haven't. So I don't know. I don't know whether it was working in YouTube or not today. But anyway, that's it from me. Get out there. We will be launching the 777 plan very, very soon. I also have to make contact with some distributorships for cars because we do have that first car coming. We should be able to net $40,000 on that car. And initially I was proposing that we whacked it all in to prize money for promoting ShareHope. I'm not sure that's the best thing to do. Maybe you can give us some feedback on what you think, but I think probably if we're getting money in like that, we should be using it to pay off some of the debts we have to members. Well, Deborah's in here saying hi. She's gone into YouTube to let me know that it is working in YouTube. So thank you, Deborah. Okay. So that's a bit of a relief. Thank you very much, Deborah. Okay. But we will run some sort of competition anyway, and we will make it as worthwhile as we can. I know if we put in a big dollar amount, we could attract some people that could bring in an awful lot of people. But we might be better growing a bit slower anyway and making sure that everything is working right before we do that. And then maybe the second vehicle we have, we should clear $100,000. And if we just take a portion of that, we could still then, when we're in a more stable position with what we've got, and we've tested it and it's been run on the live server and we've sorted out all the bugs, then maybe might be a better time to run a competition with some hefty prizes. But we will make it worthwhile, the competition for the first one anyway. But I am leaning towards seeing what we can pay off to people that we owe. Members I'm talking about. It's all members. We don't owe anything outside of our community. But we have a lot of members that have put money in various ways, in various forms. And some of them are struggling. And it would be nice to start getting those debts paid off. One of the things that is interesting with Beyond Infinity let's keep our fingers crossed that it keeps going and keeps delivering cars, because we've got about $1 million worth of cars in their plan, and we don't want the cars, but $1 million coming in would be very handy. I don't know how long it'll take for them to pay out and to get the next cars. The first lot are going to be coming out in May. I've got a letter for the first one because we were one of the first people to get involved in that car plan. The second one I don't think is that far behind, but I don't know how long it'll take before they get that. But that one's, as I say, is worth about 100,000. It's 125,000, but we should be able to net around about 100,000 from it, hopefully a bit more. But what I wanted to say is, if you bought into the car plan, you may be in a position where your income now is getting a little bit bigger, especially if you've referred a few people, and especially if they got into the car plan. So if you are, for example, let's suppose you're making $100 a week out of Beyond Infinity. Maybe it's only 50, maybe it's 150, I don't know. But this is what I want to just give you as a bit of a strategy. Rather than have your BIG reinvestment thing set at 50%, which is what it's set up by default, set it for 100% withdrawal. Now, if you set it for 100% withdrawal, it means that you won't be building your big balance and increasing your income. However, let's suppose you make 250, okay? Now, it might be in a week, it might be over a couple of weeks, it might be over 3 or 4 weeks, I don't know. But let's suppose you make $250. Now, normally what they do is they would transfer half of that into your balance, so you get $125, and $125 would go into your big balance. You would lose 20% of that, so it would be net down to $100. That would increase your balance and increase your income over the coming months, and it would keep happening every week. But if you can get to 250 by withdrawing it all and keep that 250 there, once you've got 250, you can then put all that back in to your big balance by buying a car. So you're getting that increased level, but you've also got a car coming sometime down the road, as long as they keep going and you get it. Now, it's definitely not going to be in less than a year. It probably is going to be in over a year. How much over, we don't know. But you've got that car free, basically, because you've done it that way around. You've, instead of letting them reinvest your money, you've taken it out of the big plan and you've put it back in as a car payment, and you get the double benefit of it. And you can keep doing that. So if you get to the point where you've got, $100 a week, save it up for 3 weeks and put 250 back in as a car plan, and then, make it 100% withdrawal. And then the next couple of weeks, you'll have another 250. Do it again, put another 200 in, and, another 250 into the car plan. You would keep getting cars and cars and cars as long as they keep going and they keep delivering the cars. You're on a winner. You can't really lose by doing that. I think it's a good strategy. It's something that you might want to consider. Let me just go back to Facebook, because I can see we've got some questions in there. I was going to wind down, but we're going Tim Bates says 777 to the moon. Yeah, it's an amazing plan, Tim. It's going to knock everything else out of the ballpark, except ShareHope. That's going to knock. When we've got those two running in tandem, my word. Okay. We got Michael in from the Bahamas. Do you recommend purchasing ShareHope tokens at this time? I don't think you need to, Michael. No harm in doing it. You can't lose with ShareHope tokens. They will never go down in price, but they're not liquid. You couldn't cash them in if you wanted to at this moment in time. But if you are prepared to buy them and hang on to them, they're a good investment, and you'll never get them at less than they are today. But you also can acquire ShareHope tokens into your ShareHope wallet. Okay, you can't do anything with them there other than through the ShareHope plan building your liquidity, but it's something that you have to decide for yourself. But they will never be cheaper than they are today. They will go up in value, but it'll be a while before you see any price increase in them. And the liquidity of them, it will be a while before there is a good liquidity for you to be able to sell them. Based on what I've said there, my gut feeling is no, it's not a real great idea to buy them at the moment. But it is a good idea to accumulate them if you can, rather than cash them in. So if you are earning ShareHope tokens, it might be, unless you really need them, you can always exchange them through our exchange. So if you buy them through the exchange, they will be in your available cash wallet, or stay in the exchange, and you can exchange them back through there, so that they are exchangeable in that way. But out on the open market, you wouldn't be able to do anything with them at this moment in time. Okay. Accumulate them, but I wouldn't recommend putting your hand in your pocket for them. There's a lot of other ways you can get them. Kingsley, so were you able to get a car dealer that can accept crypto as they asked for? I've not even talked to a car dealer yet, but I doubt that most of them would want crypto. But they've not asked for that specifically. They've said an escrow account for fiat or crypto. And I don't think there would be a big problem with that. So it's not a problem. I doubt very much whether there are any car dealers in the UK that would be happy to take crypto. But I don't know, because I've not asked at this moment in time. But it doesn't matter if, I'm sure we'll find car dealers that will take fiat, Why wouldn't they? I mean, pound sterling here in the UK, they're going to say, yeah, $50,000 is probably about £40,000. We find a vehicle that's worth £40,000 or thereabouts. We get an invoice for £40,000 or a little bit more, make sure we get all our dollars value out of it. And then if we can sell it back to the dealership, with them taking their cut so that we come out of it with cash, that's what we will be trying to do. If we can't find a dealership that will play ball along those lines, then what we will do is just sell it anyway. We can go to somewhere like buyanycar.com .uk or whatever it is, and just take whatever they'll give us for it. We probably wouldn't get as much doing it that way. We could also, go through normal sales channels like the car sales sites, Auto Buy or Auto Trader. Auto Trader, I think it is, isn't it? Or what's the other one? Gumtree do a lot of cars and things, and see what we could get there. But either way, we will wind up with cash from our cars, and we'll be able to use that for member benefits, because the cars are assets of our community. They're not mine, even though they'll come in. Well, actually, most of them will come in Laura's name, in Rosa, my wife's name. But the second one actually is in my account. So that one, that's the $125,000 vehicle. We should be able to get 100 grand, I think. Fingers crossed for that. So if that comes through, that'd be nice. That'd be about 140,000. That would go a long way towards helping a lot of our members that have struggled a bit, having helped us. Okay. So once again, let me get back to the app because I am going. Thank you for being here. Get out there, get as many people into the power line as you can. Get them into the 777 plan in the pre-launch. Lock them in. You know, it's only $5. You know, it won't take very long for anybody to get their $5 back. If they're totally passive, then yeah, it's going to take about 37 days and another 7, 44 days to get their first commission, which would be $4, but they would only have $2. It would take a while actually to get the $5 back if they're not going to refer anybody. But if they refer just one person, they get the $5 back instantly. They have created 2 pay lines instead of 1 pay line, and they have opened up 75% of their income instead of 50%. So just one person makes a huge difference to somebody. Okay, that's it from me. God bless you all. I'll be here same time, same place tomorrow. I'll let you know how we've got on. We are going to have a barnstorming day tomorrow with the verification, the testing of 777 plan, free entry placements. Those are crucial, and I'll let you know how we've gone on with that and where we are with it tomorrow. Same time, same place, 7 p.m. London time, YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group. We share abundance publicly. Until then, God bless you all. I love you all. And we are moving forward steadily. There's lots and lots of things going on in the background as well that are all beneficial. It's been a bit of a struggle for a lot of us to get to where we are now. But we are getting into a point where we're going to start swimming with the current instead of against it. God bless you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. And see you later, alligator. Yeah. In a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator. Come on. In a wild crocodile. Woo!